wanted to see you and wanted to see you and welcome you in a special manner this time, just because we wanted to celebrate this year's achievement on our side in success to a certain extent, to a big extent, I would say, in organizing events and in managing to still complete the goal we've stated in the beginning of the year and gather some money for the young adults in Cedar. There are some words that the students will say, and there are also, of course, some of the experiences, late experiences we have had that we want to share with you, and probably to look into the beginning of next year, what comes next. But all accompanied by a glass of juice and a piece of cake as small little celebration of our successful collaboration, and this was the first year.
First off, I'd like to just say that it was an absolute pleasure, working with you guys, working with, all together, collaborating and, working towards a good cause. I think when we thought about CAS in the beginning, we were kind of not worried, but it seemed like a lot of work to do in order to complete all of the hours, and that's why I think being able to kind of wrap it up neatly with such a well-driven project was so important for many of us. But not only was it academically important, it was also really enjoyable and really fun. And so yes, thank you for the opportunity. It was lovely working with you.
And I do have this with planning, but I remember the purpose and the communication on all levels. I'm certain that you guys also remember, you have learned a lot, and you remember probably some parts of the process that were for you very important because you haven't done it previously, or you were struggling how to.
On 1st of June they organised a huge event for the whole school community for International Children's Day, and it had a fundraising focus, but for me it was seeing their organisational skills, and a lot was about the time management and things that you discuss with them, what's manageable, what's not manageable, and despite wanting to do it in a big venue with all lots of different things, actually they realised here was better on a time management front, and we worked with the space, and parents fed back it was the best event the school has ever done. So that was organised by the class. So it clearly was really fruitful, and yeah, it was nice to hear Denise's reflection on what the whole experience meant to her. Anna, do you want to share some things?
Yeah, I didn't think charity work requires this much effort.
That's a good point, yeah.
But in the end, when I actually got to the inside, behind the scenes and so on, I found it great because I developed my skills, which I didn't know I really had, essentially. I wrote so many emails. Right now I think I can work for a company right now, so...
Yeah, if you're hiring, I mean, she's got a real talent.
Actually are.
I'm starting to improve,
Summer
event by event. Yeah, summer internship. Paid, of course.
Looking at the ID learner profile, there's so many things, in a human and a thinking-based perspective, if that makes sense. And I think we kind of became more empathetic through this, because I think, for me personally, I think after we started CAS, we did the sandwich, handing out sandwiches with the Order of Malta, and then this whole project with Cedar, it kind of it developed me in a humanitarian approach, if that makes sense. And I think that's the most valuable experience beside all the physical skills and everything we got. So yeah, I think it was lovely.
And unlike all the other times I helped charities, this time I actually felt I helped the charity, because before I just gave in money, but this time I actually put in a lot of effort to raise that money, which I found it really pleasing, I guess.
Not only the money, but you are there, the person.
Yeah, the quorumus.
The core.
It was nice.
The experience I had with you, working with you, was awesome. Was totally awesome. I remember this activity day. I don't remember what was it. Friday Fun Day.
Oh, this day. Oh, okay, yeah. Now I remember.
I remember that day. It was really cool working with the kids from Cedar, and I never had actually that experience. like I've never experienced something like that.
You know, interacting like one-on-one with
It was
the...
first for all of us.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, that's why it was so impactful, because we actually saw the change that we were, you know, helping contribute to, and it felt really good.
For me, working with Cedar was actually a good experience, as everyone said, because we actually worked on it. We actually did some events, including 1st of June, which is the best event that we did. For me, the 1st of June was the best one because we actually worked hard. We tried to contact with companies and they ignored us, and we couldn't find a venue, and we decided to do it here. And we did it here, and it was actually the best event. We raised money. All of us spent an effort, including the girls, because they were actually the ones who were working. They planned it because they were good at planning, and yeah, we did the carrying stuff. They did like the planning stuff, and it was a good event because we actually felt like we were helping someone. We all felt good because there was something at the end that is gonna make some people happy. So yeah.
Your perspectives on working with us?
Yeah, of course you can.
What do you think? Are you proud of us?
If you saw any progress throughout this
Now we're
experience.
going to let them see, of course.
You guys are really great at generating ideas, but you didn't know all about how much it actually, what it actually takes, how much time it takes, how much effort, and like before that, when you had done charity, the school had helped you a lot, like with venues and stuff. So I was a bit afraid how this is gonna go, whether the school is gonna help again, they're gonna provide a venue for you, so you don't really get to see how it's done. But that didn't happen. You actually worked out a plan, and like when we came the second time, I was really impressed with how you planned and how you executed the whole rose thing. That was my favorite thing though, like the whole and like how exhausted you all were afterwards, but I could tell that you guys learned from that. And we actually are gonna be hiring. We are hiring right now. I am proud, and I'm really happy that it worked out as a form of exchange, that we were actually able to help you also. Hell yeah, we are proud. And thanks.
So on behalf of grade 11 and BSS, we would like to hand you this check for 1,500 lev, which we have raised for the Cedar Foundation. Thank you for